Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh. Jesus turned water into wine. It's amazing. Jesus even healed the blind. It's amazing. How all the planets are aligned. How all chemicals are designed. Teaching the gospel with a scientific twist. All of his miracles are magnificent. Teaching the gospel with a scientific twist. All of his miracles are magnificent. Oh, Gospelology, Gospelology.
Hello, all my kings and queens out there. Are you guys ready for today's affirmation? All right, we'll repeat after ProMac. I am the head.
I am the head.
I am not the tail.
I am not the tail.
I am above.
I am above.
I am not beneath.
I am not beneath.
Hey, ProMac is a queen.
I am a king.
What would happen if I showed all of ProMac's favorite experiments?
Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh. Jesus turned water into wine. It's amazing. Jesus even healed the blind. It's amazing. How all the planets are aligned. How all chemicals are designed. Teaching the gospel with a scientific twist. All of his miracles are magnificent. Teaching the gospel with a scientific twist. All of his miracles are magnificent. Oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, uh-oh, Gospelology, Gospelology, oh.
Oh my goodness, it is so great to be here with you on the Gospelology show. I'm sitting in for Miss Latrice. Yeah, we're getting ready for season 2. That's right. But you know, I want all of you kings and queens that missed out on some of our favorite episodes to catch a glimpse at what we did in season 1. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you were here around the first week when we started the Gospelology show, but we talked about when Jesus healed the blind man. Oh my goodness. It was so amazing. Now, if you're ready to check it out, listen in, because we learned so many amazing things. That's right. All the things that we learned about Jesus. It was so awesome about how he healed the blind man that I want you to check it out. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yo, this is Jesus, aka King of Kings, aka Lord of Lords, aka Prince of Peace. You get it. As Jesus and his disciples were walking along, they saw a man who was born blind. When the disciples saw this blind man begging in the street, they said, "Jesus, whose fault is it that this man is blind?" Jesus said, "It is not this man's fault. He was born blind so that God's power could be shown in him. As long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." After saying this, Jesus spit on the ground and made some mud. He rubbed it on the blind man's eyes. The blind man was like, "This is weird. Feels very strange." Then Jesus said to the man, "Go wash your eyes in the pool of Siloam." This word means sent. The man trusted Jesus, so he went to the pool and washed his face. After he washed his face, he could see. He said, "I was blind, but now I see." He could see for the very first time in his life. He walked home looking at everything around him. When his friends and neighbors saw him, they didn't think this was the same person. The man told everyone that Jesus healed him. Jesus said to the blind man, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" The blind man said, "Who is he, sir? Tell me so that I may believe in him." Jesus said, "You have now seen him. In fact, he is the one speaking with you." Then the man said, "Lord, I believe." And he worshipped him. The man born blind could now see, but the religious leaders were still in disbelief. They said, "What did he do to you? How did he open your eyes?" The man said, "I've told you over and over, and you haven't listened. Why do you want to hear it again? Are you so eager to become his disciples?" Oh boy, the religious leaders were angry now. They jumped all over him. "You might be a disciple of that man, but we're disciples of Moses. We know for sure that God spoke to Moses, but we have no idea where this man even comes from." The man replied, "This is amazing. You claim to know nothing about him, but the fact is, he opened my eyes. It's well known that God isn't the beck and call of sinners, but listens carefully to anyone who lives in reverence and does his will. That someone opened the eyes of a man born blind. That has never been heard of, ever. If this man didn't come from God, he wouldn't have been able to do anything." The religious leaders said, "You're nothing but dirt. How dare you take that tone with us?" Then they threw him out in the street. Jesus heard that they had thrown him out and went and found him. He asked him, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" The man said, "Point him out to me, sir, so that I can believe in him." Jesus said, "You're looking right at him. Don't you recognize my voice?" "Master, I believe," the man said, and worshipped him. Then Jesus said, "I came into the world to bring everything into the clear light of day, to lift the spiritual blindness of this world. Those who don't believe in me are blind. Those who do see God." Some Pharisees overheard him and said, "Does that mean you're calling us blind?" Jesus said, "If you were really blind, you would be blameless. But since you claim to see everything so well, you're accountable for every fault and failure. Do you believe?"
Guys, it was just so amazing, all of our Bible story time. And I want to make sure that during our Bible story time, if you ever made Jesus your forever friend, I want you to head over to our Gospelology Gear Lab and get your shirt that says, "Jesus is my forever friend." Or if you like how everything is amazing, make sure that you head on over there and get your shirt that says, "It's amazing." And if you love Gospelology and you want to tell everybody about it, get your Gospelology t-shirt right there in the Gospelology lab. Whoa, that was so amazing. Did you see that? Oh my goodness, I just love that story. You know, that blind man, he didn't care what nobody said. All he knew was that he was blind, but now he can see. Ooh. And did you see that? They called Jesus a sinner. Whoa! I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, they didn't call Jesus a sinner. Just because they didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God doesn't mean that he had to be called a sinner. But I love how that blind man, even though his parents didn't even say that he was innocent, even though all of the religious leaders kept doing bad things to him and even throwing him out of the temple, he still stayed faithful and believed in Jesus. Oh, I just loved it. And that's some things that we can learn, right? Young boys and girls and kings and queens out there. We can learn that we shouldn't always listen to man-made commandments. We should only listen to God's commandments. Oh, my goodness, it was so good. I just love that Bible story. Now, guys, you know what time it is, right? It's time for praise and worship. Praise and worship. And you guys love two songs so much that we're going to play them back to back. So you guys are going to have like the best praise and worship ever. That's right. Right now, you're getting ready to hear No Not One. And Oh, How I Love Jesus. Are you ready? Here we go.
He know our struggles, and he will guide us. Believe me when I tell you Jesus got us. And you will never find another like, oh man, let's be honest. N-O-T-O-N-E, exclamation mark. Now bring it back. I said N-O-T-O-N-E, you will never find one like the G-O-D. Man, it ain't no friend like the one we got. The lowly Jesus, he heal our soul of diseases. He come to pick up the pieces. If you believe it, then receive it.
There's not a friend like the lowly Jesus. No, not one. No, not one. No one else can heal all our souls' diseases. No, not one. No, not one.
He know our struggles, and he will guide us. Believe me when I tell you Jesus got us. And you will never find another like, oh man, let's be honest. N-O-T-O-N-E, exclamation mark. Now bring it back. I say N-O-T-O-N-E, you will never find one like the G-O-D. Man, it ain't no friend like the one we got. The lowly Jesus, he heal our soul of diseases. He come to pick up the pieces. If you believe it, then receive it.
Jesus knows all about our struggles. No, not one. No, not one.
Hey, everybody, come on, it's time for worship. So if you want to get to your feet now, we're going to sing this song together. Let's have a good time. Hey, come on, man. Come on. Say. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing his word. It sounds like music in my ear, the sweetest name on earth. It tells me of a Savior's love who died to set me free. It tells me of his precious blood, the sinless perfectly. Say, oh, 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 how I love Jesus. Oh, 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 how I love Jesus. Oh, 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 how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me. Let's sing it again here. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing his word. It sounds like music in my ear, the sweetest name on earth. It tells me of a Savior's love who died to set me free. It tells me of his precious blood, the sinless perfectly. Set, oh, 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 how I love Jesus. Oh, 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 how I love Jesus. Oh, 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 how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me. Come on, say for Jesus. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Let's go. Bye-bye now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. It's about Jesus. It's about Jesus. Clap your hands. Stomp your feet. It's about Jesus. Oh, oh. It's about Jesus. Oh, oh.
Oh, we're back. Oh, it was so amazing. I love praise and worship. You know, it's so cool for us to take that time and just worship God in music and with our voice and clapping our hands. Well, kings and queens, I loved my scientists in residence. Yes, and we have some of your favorites. One of them was Katherine Johnson. That's right. And we're getting ready to see those scientists in residence right now. Are you ready? Take it away, Janelle.
Hi, it's Janelle with this week's Scientist in Residence. This week's Scientist in Residence is Katherine Johnson. Katherine Johnson's contributions in the field of orbital mechanics were critical to the United States' success in putting astronaut John Glenn into orbit in 1962. During her 35-year career at NASA, she held a reputation for being a master of complex manual calculations and helped pioneer the use of computer programming for performing complex calculations. Oh my gosh. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama in 2015. Now, let's watch her video.
This is the story of a space scientist, a mathematician, a physicist, a pioneer. In May of 2015, graduating students at West Virginia State University reflected on a trail that had been blazed for them by one of the university's most accomplished alumni.
NASA and West Virginia State have something very important in common. Our legacies are woven together by a remarkable pioneering American by the name of Katherine Johnson.
On November 16, 2015, the White House announced that President Obama will be awarding Katherine Johnson the Presidential Medal of Freedom, our nation's highest civilian honor. In their official announcement, the White House cited Katherine's influence on every major space program, from Mercury through the shuttle program.
During her remarkable 3 decades at NASA, Katherine calculated the launch window for America's first human spaceflight. She verified the calculations for John Glenn's historic first American orbit of Earth. She calculated the trajectory of Apollo 11's flight to the moon and worked on the plan that saved the Apollo 13 crew and returned them safely to Earth. A native of White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, Katherine's intelligence always outpaced her age. As a young child, she used to follow her older brother to the 2-room building where he went to school. Her brother's teacher was amazed at her ability to read at such a young age and invited her to attend summer school. Thus began a remarkable path of learning and discovery.
I was always around people who were learning something. I liked to learn. You learn if you want to, so you've got to want to learn.
Katherine enrolled in high school at the age of only 10 years old. She would often walk home with her principal after school, and he'd point to the constellations of the stars in the sky. Katherine never stopped looking upward or reaching for new heights. Even in the face of personal adversity, Katherine was determined to follow her dreams. In 1953, these dreams brought her to NASA's Langley Research Center.
Originally, Katherine was hired to join a team that was nicknamed Computers Who Wear Skirts. But when the opportunity came to help out the all-male flight research team on what was supposed to be a temporary basis, she seized it. And so impressed her male colleagues, they chose not to send her back. She would stay at Langley and with NASA until her retirement in 1986.
I didn't feel the segregation at NASA because everybody there was doing research. You had a mission and you worked on it, and it was important to you to do your job.
Katherine Johnson helped write the first textbook on space, and today she continues to rewrite history through an enduring impact she has had on space science, civil rights, and gender equality. When Katherine Johnson's mother warned her that she was moving to Virginia during a tough time in American history for Black women and men, she responded, "Well, tell them I'm coming." She helped lay the groundwork for our journey to Mars, so future generations of explorers will also be able to say, "Tell them I'm coming."
Wow. Katherine Johnson, our scientist in residence. Back to you, ProMac, for the lesson.
Oh man, it's always so amazing to learn about people who've done great things in science. I mean, the spaceships wouldn't even have went up if it wasn't for her. Well, you know, it's time to join ProMac in the laboratory. I know you had some really great experiments that you loved, and one of your favorites was just one that you seen not too many weeks ago. It was when I actually talked about the man who had the bad heart and he swole up. Are you ready to see something swell up in the laboratory? Well, here we go.